What's going on, YouTubers? Thought I'd bring you a little back of what's in the pack. A lot of guys, they take, overnight, solo, multiple night. I'd like to focus on maybe that one night or two night or even just a day hunt, and you taking a stove. I got two different kits. Well, I just lost that. Hang on. I got two kits. One is the MSR Pocket Rocket, and the other is just the Esbit stove we're all familiar with. And pull that out. Just a little folding stove. You have the solid fuel cell you put in there. Solid fuel, pretty lightweight. So what I'd like to talk about is which one do we take? This is actually labeled jet boil, but it works. And then the MSR Pocket Rocket is in here. Let me pull that out real quick. Great stove. Love this thing. Alright, love it. Multiple day hunt. This is a no-brainer. It goes with me. I've gone 14 days with it in the backcountry, with the bigger size fuel cell, and then I'll have a little one back me up. And typically, I'm boiling water for Mountain House or Backpacker's Pantry. Anyway, what I do if you're doing a solo overnight, or maybe even 2 nights or a day, and you just want to make coffee, and you're out there, this system, it gets a little heavy. I have to be honest. Let's put it in here. So I've got Bic Lighter, and that one belongs over here. But anyway, so Bic Lighter, fuel cell, and we look at the weight of these things. So I think this is labeled 4 ounces. I believe it's a little bit more than that. No, it's 3.95. I know you probably can't see that. This is the small can. MSR has one labeled like this too. Add that in there. 11 ounces even money. Add my lighter. Roughly 11.5 ounces. Now, benefit of that is I've got a lot of fuel. That lasts me quite some time, and I've never really had any issues with it. 11 ounces, some guys, it's no big deal. Trimming ounces, all right, or unless you're trimming ounces. So then, let's say I need to boil that water, and we'll boil these. I'll boil water for you in a minute. We'll do some 8-ounce boils. Let you see the difference in time. I'll put a timer on it. So I got the little Esbit. This one I've had for years. I mean, you can see it's been used quite a bit. So we'll put him on here. So we're 11.5 ounces with that kit. We'll go 2 cells. We'll just say I'll do one to boil my water for my Backpacker's Pantry or Mountain House, and do the other one for a coffee. Lay that on there, and then we'll put the lighter on there. 4.5 ounces. And you're like, big deal. You know it is. When you're moving out, that weight adds up, those ounces. And just even in a day pack, or some guys carry fanny pack, that may be a little too much. So what I'm going to do is weigh them. We talked about them, and you can go with a bigger can. I like taking the smaller ones in because I can split them up. I don't have to carry such a large can. I think this is around 14 ounces. 12.5. And this one's got some fuel out. It's listed as 8 ounces of fluid, 13 ounces gross weight. So it's pretty heavy, pretty bulky. If you look at the systems side by side. Anyway, so I'm gonna pause, stop the film. I'm gonna set one up. We're gonna do 8 ounces of water. I'll run the Pocket Rocket from MSR first, and I'll put the timer on it to boil 8 ounces. I got my measuring cup out here. I've got the cup that I always carry. I like this cup because I can usually put everything in it, or keep some of my stuff handy. This always goes with me. So I'll measure out 8 ounces. I'll do a burn with the Pocket Rocket, then I'll record a burn with the Esbit solid fuel cell. Then in the video, that when we edit that, I'll put them both together, watch them, and we'll just watch them side by side, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how quick it was or how quick it wasn't. Let you make the decision. All right, stay tuned. All right, YouTubers, we're back. I've got the MSR Pocket Rocket queued up here on the small canister. I've measured out 8 ounces of water to the T, poured it in my stainless steel cup. I'm going to light this stove. I've got the timer on standby. We'll go ahead and get this lit. Alright. I'm going to hit start. Here we go. It's a great system. I will make one note while we're waiting and we're watching. With the Esbit, it is doesn't have a stand. It's got to get some airflow through the bottom. I typically set it on the ground. I've never had any issues with it. Obviously, I can't set this on my bench, so I've got a stone coaster that we're going to use, and just FYI, this thing will get hot. They both get hot. This one will get pretty red, from the flame, and then it'll cool down pretty quickly if you got to move out. This one, I feel like it'll hold the heat a little bit longer, which could be good or bad. And anyway, just a note that this thing will get extremely hot when we do the test. Here we go. Well, we can't quite. Let me back that up into that frame so we can see it better. I'm just an amateur videoer. I just find this stuff interesting, and I hope it helps other folks, and go from there. So we're at 1:30, and starting to see a few bubbles. Pretty solid flame going under there. I don't know if you can see that very well. Definitely, you can probably hear it. So just to recount, 8 ounces of water, MSR Pocket Rocket. Now there are other stoves out there. I've had this one for years. It's never failed me. I've never had an issue. I don't have the self-starting one. I think there's a new one, maybe a micro. It's got a push button start. I think those can give issues at altitude. I carry my favorite. You guys watch some other videos of mine. I've got a Bic in every pocket, seems like. But these little guys, I've had these for years, and they just keep on bicking. Anyway, yeah, we're starting to get there. We're at 2 minutes 25 seconds. So I'm real curious. I thought at 3 minutes probably a good number. It's pretty hot flame. So we'll see here. We'll see. I know this might make for a long video, but hopefully they're about the same time when I do the side by side later. Alright, I'm at 2 minutes 58, 59, 3 minutes right there, and we're starting to boil. You can probably see that in this frame. She's starting to boil. Just decide if you want a heavy boil or not. 3 minutes 20 seconds. Alright, I'm going to call that good. Turn that off. And I've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay? So I'm going to clear it. I'm going to pause the tape. Wow, that just dated myself. I'm going to pause the video, and I gotta let this water cool. I'm going to let the mug cool so everything's consistent. I'm gonna get the Esbit ready, and we'll come back and we'll do that. See you in a few minutes. All right, guys, we're back. Focusing in on this picture-in-picture. I bumped the camera setting up. All right, I got the Pocket Rocket from MSR cooling down. I've got the Esbit ready. I've got it opened up so it'll hold the cup. Got it on the coaster here so I don't burn my table down. 8 ounces of water, cool water. This is cool to touch now. So here we go. Let's give it a test. Might be a little tricky. Alright, so let me get in here and get on that. Just takes a second to get her going. Alright. Hopefully you can see that flame. So a little bit different lighting process. Alright, I'm going to get the timer ready. I'm going to let that flame take over just a minute. Just kind of get it. So we're at 3 minutes 40 seconds for 8 ounces of boiling water in my cup. It's about 73 degrees here in Colorado today. I'm in the garage. Now we're going to test the Esbit. Same water, same cup. We got pretty good flame. She's about taken over. You can see that flame going. So here we go. And start. Great system. I love this thing, and you know, it just depends on what you're doing. Last year I went on a hunt, a couple feet of snow, late rifle with a cousin, and I took the Pocket Rocket out, small can, threw in a couple of Swiss Miss hot chocolates, and we're out there. We're cold. We end up setting on sleeping pads. We carried them out in the field, and we got a Kafaru Wooby over us, and you know, we're glassing and looking. It getting pretty cold, and I look over at him. I said, "Boy, sure would be nice to have some hot chocolate." He called me a few words, and then he realized that I was serious, and it was nice. We've got the stove out, sat there, continued to glass, fired it up, boiled a cup of water, or didn't get to boiling, but didn't need to drink, and made a couple hot chocolates, and man, was that good. So good. So anyway, one of the, I think the cons to the Esbit, you can see it is clean and odorless, or they say clean and odorless, but it will kick up a little residue. She gets hot. In fact, I'm wondering if it's going to beat the Pocket Rocket. She's starting to make a little noise now. Anyway, it'll get extremely hot. The stuff is black. So be ready for that. I mean, it may not bother you. You're in the field. You're going to get dirty. That's what we do. We don't shower for days, whether we're camping or backpacking or hunting. So we're at 1:40, and we got pretty good heat transfer going. I wish I could raise this up and let you guys see it. I don't want to lose our heat. So all we got to do is we got to beat 340. We're at 2 minutes right now. That might be a tight race. She's thinking about it. You know, like I said, it's almost a third the weight for two. Let's just say 2 burns. I would have to. Well, here I can look on this box. Let's see. I don't know exactly what a fuel cell weighs. We could weigh out a single one. There's 12 pieces in this box. I guess I could weigh it and divide by 12, but it didn't say. This says on the box. Oh, so they're a ½ ounce. So every fuel cell is a ½ ounce, and it's saying, I gotta watch this. We're at 250. This says it'll boil a pint of water, according to the manufacturer, in 8 minutes. Anyway, so we just have to, decide how many fuel cells we're going to take. Like I said, if it's overnight, we want 1 for coffee, 1 for food. We should be set. I'm at 310. 315. Well, we're close. This is going to be a close race. And for a third the weight, not bad. Maybe a little bit behind. There's 3 minutes 30 seconds. I mean, so there's our 340 mark. So we were boiling rapidly at with the Pocket Rocket at 340. Let's see how far behind we're going to be. It said a pint in 8 minutes, and we're almost at 4 minutes. We're breaking into pretty heavy. She's not bubbling yet. I mean, she's bubbling, but not fast. I'm at 4:15, and I'm about to call it good right there. I'm going to stop right there. I got 4 minutes. That's a hard boil. 4 minutes 23 seconds, and I got a lot of flame left, and we can get more water up on that. Now I got a problem here. This is going to be hot. Let's grab another coaster. Anyway, as you can see, she'll continue to burn. Anyway, just I thought it was a great little comparison. I know a lot of guys do the the IsoPro stove versus stove, and which one can boil faster. And ultimately, we all just want hot water. And I don't know. Given the weight, it's a third the weight. Easy to stuff. It's very small. Don't have to worry about carrying that fuel. I just carry a couple of little half-ounce fuel tabs. Put it in my pocket, my fanny pack, a side pocket. Easy to carry along for that cup of coffee, or even your Mountain House meal, or both. So I hope this was useful. I hope when I edit this, I can get them side by side and get that timing down. I'm new to this. I was curious, and I know a lot of viewers out there are curious, so I decided to do it. So until next time.